The Charlie Kirk Show, where talk meets action.
All right, we're back, and I want to give Michael his due. He got a great moment. 264. Play it.
Democrats have lied about the statistics on political violence. They've covered them up. They've shed what I think we have to reasonably conclude are crocodile tears, and they want to pretend that nothing's happened. Senator Booker came in. He said we shouldn't cast any aspersions. We shouldn't say that the violence comes from one side or the other. He then launched into a diatribe about how the violence really comes from the right. And then before I had a chance to respond to that, he left the room. And I think it's particularly rich and hypocritical coming from someone like Senator Booker, because Senator Booker continues to endorse a man who would be a top law enforcement official in a state who is called for the murder of Republicans and our children. But to your point, Martha, you know, looking at Ole Miss tonight, looking at this amazing show of unity from the vice president and from Erica Kirk, and looking at all of the students who are going to come out and support a healthy exchange and a good future for our country, they give me a lot more hope than the Democrats on Capitol Hill do.
Well said, Michael Knowles. We're going to welcome back our national radio audience in just 1 second. Hang right there, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Charlie Kirk Show. I want to bring in Blake and Mikey in the studio if they're still there for this conversation. This is really important stuff, actually, because it kind of went, I think, night one, right after Ole Miss, nobody really talked about it, Michael. But then the day after, people are talking about that. They think JD was so rude to his wife, Usha, and they can't believe that he would want his wife to become a Christian. So let's play the clip from the Ole Miss event. 286, play it.
Now, most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way.
So I wanted to bring in, obviously Mikey is the son of a pastor. Blake is a Catholic. You're a Catholic. We're all Christians here. Is that rude to say that you hope your wife would eventually one day see the world and have faith like you do?
Yeah, I think it's crazy because Christianity has proven you live a happier life. Charlie used to talk about it as the missing piece for everybody. Once you found that missing piece, you lived the life that was there for you. And he would argue about the necessity of God over the existence of one. And so no more than you would wish someone who's an alcoholic to no longer be an alcoholic, would you wish for them to find Christianity, the missing piece that would bring them peace and happiness.
Yeah, I don't know. I basically have nothing to add over what Mikey said there. It's very bizarre to say, I guess, like, JD Vance wants what he thinks is best for his spouse, whom he loves, and someone has to come in and be like,
quite a row, though. This has become quite a controversy online. I was looking, so JD is reacting to a clip from ACYN. I never know how to say that guy's Twitter handle, but a lefty on Twitter, on X, and that thing has 10 million views. Like, that's a lot of engagement. Michael, what is this? Just Much Ado About Nothing? I mean, is the
No, it's better than that.
Go ahead.
It's much ado about something. It's just something good. I mean, I think we need to state it out the gate. What JD and Erica did was magnificent. The fact that Erica has the strength to do this is just superhuman, first of all. And then what the vice president did in the Q&A was magnificent. I know we're all admirers of the vice president here. He was pitch perfect. I would not have changed one syllable about any answer he gave. It was just a phenomenal showing on all of these different matters, and some questions that were a little bit hostile. And on this, I think you're seeing the poison of secularism and atheism in our culture setting in people's reactions, because it's not that they disagree with the vice president on religion, it's that they don't even seem to know what religion is. But JD understands what religion is, and he has a living faith. And so, as we've all said here, he wants what he believes to be good for his wife. He recognizes that religion is not just like a taste. You know, you like chocolate and I like vanilla. He recognizes that religion is a habit of virtue that inclines the will to give to God what he deserves. It's not a question of like or dislike. It's a question of truth or falsehood. And so he's being very respectful to people of other faiths, including his wife, of course, but many other people too. He's just saying, look, I have this view of religious truth, and I think that truth and goodness and beauty and all these things go together. And so because I love my wife, and by extension, by the way, because I love other people, I want to share that with you. You know, that is the Great Commission. That is the gospel. That's like the whole point, guys. And the fact that people would attack him for it is one thing. The fact that they don't even understand what he's saying is so damning about our culture and how we think about the deepest questions.
I think that's exactly right. Blake and Mikey, take us home at the end of this hour one with Michael Knowles. The floor is your guys's. You have faith.
The other thing that I love too, not just the religious aspect of JD's speech, but also he's backstage and he just goes, what was the thing that Charlie used to always say? Disagreements come to the front of the line. And I was like, yeah, that's it. And he goes, I'm going to do that tonight. And I just keep telling everybody, you can't even find a senator, a congressman, or any person on the right who's a public speaker that would welcome disagreements to the front of the line, let alone the vice president of the United States who has much to lose.
I hope it spreads because we've seen how much better JD has gotten from just being in the arena all the time, whether it's on the Sunday shows or doing something like this. And think how much better our politicians would be as a class if this was expected of all our senators and all our representatives. Make them be smart people who can answer hostile questions on the fly. We'll get better politicians, and that means better laws.
Yeah, it really reminds me of Charlie. Like I see a little bit of Charlie in JD and how he does that.
Well, speaking of taking questions, we're doing it in the next hour.
Yep. And Michael Knowles, we thank you, my friend, making the time. Appreciate you.
Good to be with you guys. Thanks.